Okay, if you're not convinced that we're in the last days here, this might just do the trick. This is from Grace Digital Network. What European Union just did is in the Bible. So it looks like this EUDI Wallet might be the mark of the beast system.
As 2.0 regulation. EIDAS stands for Electronic Identification, Authentication, and Trust Services. The original version was adopted in 2014 and established basic rules for digital signatures and electronic identification across EU member states. But the 2.0 version? That's a completely different beast. EIDAS 2.0 was officially adopted and entered into force in May 2024. And buried in that regulation is a mandate that fundamentally transforms how identity, commerce, and daily life will function in Europe. Here's the core requirement. Every EU member state must create and offer a European digital identity wallet, called the EUDI Wallet, to all citizens, residents, and businesses operating within its borders. This isn't a suggestion. This isn't an optional program that countries can choose to participate in or ignore. This is a legal obligation. Every single European Union member state must build this infrastructure, and they have until December 2026 to do it. The EUDI Wallet is a free mobile application that functions as a digital vault for your identity and credentials. Think of it like Apple Wallet or Google Pay, but instead of just storing credit cards and boarding passes, it stores everything. Your government-issued ID, your driver's license, your passport, your social security information, your educational diplomas and professional certifications, everything that proves who you are, what you're qualified to do, what you own, and what you're allowed to access, all in one app on your phone. The EU's pitch is simple: convenience. Instead of carrying a physical wallet with multiple cards and documents, instead of emailing PDFs of your diploma to prove your education, instead of waiting in line at government offices to get copies of records, you just pull out your phone and tap. One app, one system, all of Europe. And the EU is selling this as the future of digital freedom. Frictionless commerce, seamless services, privacy-preserving verification.
Okay, I think you kind of get the idea. If you want to go look at the rest of that, it's a pretty long video. So this is coming, guys, and if you don't get in the boat with us here, if you don't get saved and you don't get your heart right and get all the sin out of your heart, you're going to have to be dealing with this. Now, if you're in America, you may not be dealing with this at all because we might not even be here, okay? Our country may be the first one to go because we're the ones over there messing around in Israel and going to ask them to divide their land, and that means our land's going to be divided over here because that is in Scripture. And there's also this whole thing about the Mystery Babylon, okay, which is America, folks. We are the Mystery Babylon, so the preachers that have been telling you we're not in the Bible in the end days, they're not telling the truth. There's so much symbolism over here that we are Mystery Babylon and that we'll be falling in an hour, okay? Now, this should not come as a big surprise because America's had its little hands in everybody's cookie jar all across the world with all these wars and all these backers of the cabal that they fund and side with both sides of each war so that they can get as many people killed and as much destruction as can possibly happen, okay? So they'll give money to this side, and then they'll give money to the other side, and then they'll say, okay, go kill each other, and that's what they do. This is how evil these people are. So you need to know that, and you need to know that, listen, there is really no escape except for getting in this rapture, okay? If you don't get in this rapture, it's not going to be business as usual, just like Prophet Joshua told us, and it's going to be disaster, especially over here in America, okay? Now, if you're in other parts of the world, maybe you're in Europe right now, you may be having to deal with some of this stuff, this mark of the beast system that's already pretty much on your doorstep, okay? So you don't want to take the mark of the beast, though, folks. you don't want to take it. There's going to be something, some kind of mark of some kind on your right hand or on your forehead. Now, they may make you do this like phone tap, Apple Pay thing for a little while, but then they may go ahead and just put it right on your body, okay? There's always like a little kind of hump to get over, and then it's, well, we're in the actual system, okay? So this thing right here is looking pretty close to what the mark of the beast system will be, except for it's not in the right location, okay? They got to put it on the hand or the forehead, all right? But they're already kind of making it all in one place, right? Like everything is going to the phone, everything is going to be digital, everything is, and so, you know, we don't know exactly what the mark of the beast is going to be, but it could be some kind of quantum dot or some kind of digital tattoo or something along those lines that would get people to just scan themselves, okay? That's what they're working towards, is to get you just to scan yourself, okay? So, you know, we've been on this little path of, we went from cash and now we're into cards, and then the cards can tap and now the phone can tap, and then even some people are actually tapping their wrists now with these little RFID chips or whatever. They're about the size of a grain of rice, putting in their hand for things. And so it's just a matter of time before this is actually going to be the full-blown mark of the beast system, okay? And this is looking like it's maybe one of the last steps along the way until they actually get it into your body, okay? Now remember, you are taking his name, meaning the Antichrist. You're taking his name or his mark, and you will also be required to worship him as well. And that's how you're going to lose any chance of salvation, okay? If you take this mark, you don't have any more chances of being saved, okay? It's one and done kind of thing. Once you take it, you're going to go to the lake of fire, okay? There's no redemption for you after that. So it will be better to die of starvation or dehydration or some other way, even if it's kind of a painful way to die, than to go and have to be, you know, in hell, in lake of fire your whole eternity, okay? Because you're going to spend eternity somewhere, okay? You're not just going to die and like not wake up one day, okay? You're going to be a spirit being, meaning that you are going to survive for eternity, okay? And because you're going to do this, you need to decide where you want that eternity to be. Do you want it to be in a place of torment? Or do you want it to be in a place of paradise, okay? And the only way to get there is through Jesus. There's no other way to get to a good place apart from him, okay? So if you need to give your life to Jesus, I do have a video on here that's called How to Get Saved, so check the channel. You could also Google how to get saved, or you could probably look on YouTube and just type in how to get saved, and someone will tell you how to do that. And you don't have much time left. You know, we're looking now at about 11:07 is the next watch time. And remember, he's going to delay, but he's not going to delay too much longer, okay? So if you guys know, you guys that are, you know, kind of regulars here, if you know anybody that needs to get saved, you really need to get them the information that they need and to show them maybe some of the stuff that's coming on the earth to get them sort of excited about making a decision, okay? All right. Love you guys. Bye.